It's the afternoon weather briefing. This is for Friday, the 1st of November, first day of tornado season. How about that? Runs from this day until the end of May. No tornadoes this weekend and probably no rain this weekend, but we had some rain last night and this morning across parts of the state, which is a good thing. And we might see some more rain next week, possibly. And the tropics are still somewhat active, so let's get in there and take a look at things. A lot to talk about today, as we typically do. We'll begin with the upper air look across the country, and the trough that pushed a surface boundary toward northwest Alabama is lifted up into Canada, and a new trough will be forming in the western states, but the ridge stays in place down here. And with the stalled front nearby, it's a mostly cloudy day across the state. We got a few patches of blue sky, but generally cloudy conditions, and there's really not much rain left. You can see a few sprinkles and scattered pockets over parts of East Alabama and South Alabama, but that's about it. And any lingering showers should be ending this evening, and we think the weekend, for the most part, will be dry. Temperatures generally in the 70s. The average high for this date is 70. We do note it's 69 for Haleyville. Cullman sitting at 70. Gadsden sitting at 70. Huntsville 72, but still pretty warm down to the south. 84 at Dothan this afternoon. Here's the watch warning map. We have flash flood watches for parts of Oklahoma, West Texas, eastern New Mexico. Some winter weather advisories back in the western states. Here's the severe weather outlook for the rest of today and tonight. We have a marginal risk over parts of West Texas and eastern New Mexico. Tomorrow, a chance of severe storms over West Texas and Oklahoma. On day 3, which is Sunday, got a risk of severe storms, again, from Texas up through parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. And a risk on Monday, which is day 4, from Texas up into Missouri. But all of this will stay west of Alabama. We see no severe weather opportunities here, at least for the next 7 days, with this ridge holding in place. And the big rains will stay north and west of Alabama. This is the rain for the next 7 days. Heaviest rain running from Oklahoma up into Illinois. For Alabama, not a lot. This is valid through Friday morning of next week, and this is suggesting a lot of folks might not have enough rain to measure. And we're getting some conflicting model signals next week on the chances for rain over the latter half of the week. The European starting to trend toward more rain. The GFS still relatively dry. We'll take a look at that as we go. Again, if you missed it, this is the latest drought monitor. This was released yesterday. And you can see that now about 73% of Alabama is currently in that D1 moderate drought, about 19% in a severe drought. That's the darker orange, parts of the Tennessee Valley and southwest Alabama. So any rain we can get, that's a good thing. Tropical weather, we have 3 features on the 2-day outlook. We have one up in the North Atlantic, and it's not really going to be a classic warm core tropical system. It'll be some type of hybrid that's moving north that will not affect the United States, of course. Little X is near Puerto Rico, and again, only a 10% chance of this developing. In fact, here's a look at the 7-day outlook. And obviously, the big focus is on the feature that is in the far southwest Caribbean. And again, really near the Panama Canal. It's a long way away, but the Hurricane Center has upped the chance of this becoming a depression or storm to 70% over the next 7 days, but we just don't see any evidence that this will be a problem for the United States. This is the new probabilistic outlook coming off the European ensemble. And really, it's just got a very small area. And by the way, this is the chance of tropical storm formation over the next 10 days. And it's got this little area near Jamaica, south of Cuba, and that's it. The chance of tropical storm formation anywhere near the United States coast is 0 based on the European, which is pretty reliable. The GFS may be a little more aggressive with it, but even the GFS kind of drifts it westward and dissipates, so the pattern doesn't favor this being a problem for any part of the United States. But as always, we'll be watching. So let's go through the models. Model fans. The GFS, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow afternoon at 4. New trough in the west. Ridge holding down here in the deep south. And for Alabama, the day should be warm and dry. Highs around 80 for the northern counties of the state. Low 80s for South Alabama. So Sunday, there might be a shower over Mobile or Baldwin counties, but most of the state dry. Again, highs upper 70s, low 80s. Next week, that new storm system could produce some pretty active storms across the southern plain states and snow for Colorado, the parts of northern New Mexico. But again, mostly dry for Alabama. Tuesday, the front gets closer, and we might consider mentioning isolated showers, but even then, most locations dry. The high close to 80. And then notice on Wednesday, the GFS just dries everything up as the ridge holds. And I don't have the graphic to show, but the European looks a lot wetter than this on Wednesday. And then again, there's a lot of uncertainty over the latter half of next week. What we're going to do is mention the chance of showers each day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we can fine-tune that as we get closer. And again, this is Thursday, the GFS looking pretty dry. And we note the tropical feature that's in the southern Gulf. And let's go to a week from today. This is Friday, the 8th of November. Got a big bowling ball upper low that's over the Four Corners back in the southwest United States. Same thing here, the ridge. And that little tropical feature is near the tip of the Yucatan. And what the GFS does with that, it keeps it moving west and it just dissipates. And again, Alabama at this point on this model run looks dry on Friday, a week from today. But again, this could change as the European looks a lot different, showing a chance of showers each day for the latter half of next week. Let's go out 10 days. This is Monday, the 11th of November. And by golly, that ridge is just still holding over the Gulf Coast, and that's still deflecting the major rain producers north and west of the state. So this is the guidance coming off the GFS ensemble. The European is not quite in yet, the 12Z set. The GFS depicting the mean between 1 and 1.5 inches, but the European is over 2 inches, the last one we saw from the OZ set. So, again, the models are kind of conflicted on who gets how much rain down here. But clearly, the trend will be toward increasing rain opportunities as we get deeper into November. It's that time of the year. Temperatures coming off the national blend of models. Highs around 80 all the way through Thursday of next week, and then highs drop to near 70 by the weekend of the 9th and the 10th. No sign of any frosty mornings across the board for the next 10 days. And just in, new 8 to 14-day guidance, November 9th through November 15th. And this still doesn't look good for the cold weather fans. A lot of red on that map over the eastern half of the country, meaning temperatures above average with a mean trough in the west, a mean ridge in the east. All right, what do we do here? You know the deal. We've got to roll some Children's of Alabama Kid Cam. Whoa, what a crowd. A lunchroom full at Sycamore Elementary School. Talladega County, we had a great time today. They were great listeners and great learners, and this cake is amazing. That's a James Spann look there. You got the 5-day forecast. That's just remarkable. But the kids were just amazing today. We talked about weather instruments, how we forecast the weather. Talked about thunderstorms, tornadoes, hurricanes, even some winter storms. But a really good session today. So again, to all of these amazing teachers and students at Sycamore Elementary School in Talladega County, thanks a lot for a great visit earlier today. You know you guys are looking good. So about to leave here in a few minutes, I'll be headed over to Oak Mountain, Herdmont Park, our Friday night rivals game of the week. It is Chelsea at Oak Mountain. And I'll be live at 4, 5, and 6 on ABC 3340 Blitz Game Day on Channel 68. That's our sister station at 6:30. The game itself on Channel 68 at 7 o'clock. And tomorrow it's a book signing. We are going to be in Trustful at the Three-Eared Rabbit right there on Main Street, US 11. We'll be there from 10 to 1. And if you know anybody that needs some weather stuff for Christmas, hey, 'tis the season. Time to start shopping here. We'll have all the T-shirts from Crest Publishers, our children's books. We'll have our book about April 27, 2011. That's called All You Can Do Is Pray. Weathering Life, which is my story, and much more. We have so much fun. Take a lot of pictures. Have a great time. So again, Trustful tomorrow from 10 until 1. And of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a marvelous weekend, and God bless.